topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Eat and Critique Show with restaurant critics Steve-O and Sophia. Brought to you by one of Steve-O and Sophia's favorite Incontro Italian cuisine and steakhouse located on the Walk in Coral Springs. Now, sit back while award-winning restaurant critics Steve-O and Sophia share with you the good, the bad, and the ugly in South Florida dining.
Good evening, South Florida. Here we are again with the Steve-O and Sophia Eat and Critique. Hope everyone's having a great week. We have a special guest tonight, George Patty.
Hey there.
I got to tell you, I've known Chef George for about 7 years. And when I went into his restaurant, the old restaurant, for the first time, I was blown away because not only is his burgers, he's won a lot of contests, but not only is his burgers the best of the best, this guy is a genius. The things that he has put together will blow your mind. If you are, and I know there's a lot of you out there, big burger eaters, you have got to go and try probably one of the best burgers ever. Now they're in Boca, they're on Federal Highway.
The Meat Eatery.
It's the Meat Eatery. And I'm just going to let Chef
tell us all
describe
about it.
And I know the dishes I want him to describe tonight, but Chef, you've done a lot of things besides win all these burger awards.
And it's dinner time and he's going to make us hungry.
That's the idea.
We've got all kinds of fun stuff on the menu right now. You know, we have our regular menu, and that's got all cool stuff on it too. But we're doing all kinds of different. Specials. We've got a Rolex burger on there right now. That we call it the Rolex burger, and it's basically peanut butter, bacon jam, with a roasted jalapeno and cilantro aioli. It goes on a potato bun, and it's really good. We sold 22 of them yesterday.
Oh my God! What gave you that idea that would work, Chef?
We also we're always playing around with a lot of stuff. I mean, bacon goes really good with peanut butter. You know, it really does. But we went to South Beach for the Food and Wine Festival. You know, it has to be about 4 years ago. We did the Dr. Jellyfinger, which is bananas, blueberry jam, and bacon with an onion ring on top, with a jalapeno cheddar cheese mix. And that was really, really good. And all the judges loved that. We came in second place with that. So we're going back on February 24th to compete again. It's with the Rolex burger. So we're pretty excited about that. It's been well received. So, I mean, it's got all your components, you know. It's smoky, it's crispy, it's got the savory aspect, and it's got the heat. You know what I'm saying? So everything is there. So
how big
anyway,
is it?
That's two of the items that are on the special list right now.
Sounds
of
great.
course,
how big is it?
It's only 5 ounces, 5.2 ounces. You know, it's not too big. You know, we don't do the 8-ounce burgers. We try to keep it, you know, reasonable, you know, so you can enjoy other things, you know.
Hey, Chef, the first year that you introduced the burger with the banana and the onion ring, and
right.
We were walking around the crowd, and some of the restaurants there were talking about your burger. Did you try that burger with the banana? What a stupid thing. Who puts a banana on a burger? Guess what? You beat every one of those guys.
It was delicious. It is delicious.
It is. out of this world. You're like Sophia calls, you're like this mad scientist, but
Yes.
you always
Yeah.
turn out to be right.
Definitely. So funny. A lot of things that you go into left field with tend to work though. You just gotta just be careful with your flavors. You want to definitely you don't want to overpower each component. So you want the yin, you want the yang for sure. You want the crispy, crunchy, fun stuff. You want the smoky, sweet. So you want to check all the boxes, as they say.
Your fries, your truffle bistro fries. Oh, I mean,
those are big sellers too.
Oh my God, those are so good. And you do the smoked wings too, the smoked chicken wings.
Yep. We're doing the wings, we're doing the briskets that we smoke, the pork that we smoke. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh.
I wish you all could see this burger.
Was that smell-o-vision? How's that go?
I'm driving to Boca right now.
And there's the brisket on the smoker right this minute.
How long do you smoke the brisket for?
I go 12 hours.
Right.
12 hours at about 220 degrees.
And people really need to make reservations for your brisket, don't they?
The brisket, yeah, we do we have about 15 orders a day. And that's how much we'll have for that day. Here we just cut this.
Yeah. So now, you know what? I tell you, another burger you still have on your menu that I loved also was the Nancy Pants.
The Nancy Pants and the Juicy Lucy.
Yeah.
The Juicy Lucy is our stuffed burger. It's our 80-20 chuck. It's 80-20 chuck brisket and short rib mix. And it's stuffed with our pimento cheese and house-made bacon. So the pimento cheese is cream cheese, cheddar cheese, shaved onion, a little bit of chili paste, pimento, obviously, and bacon that's rendered. So it's crispy, and then we add in the bacon fat as well. And then that gets all mixed up, and then we stuff it inside 2 3-ounce patties, and then we seal it.
We were over there tasting one day, and there was a guy sitting next to us who just placed his order, and he was talking to his office, and he was going, "Man, you've got to get over here at Meat Eatery. You've got to get over here and taste these burgers. You'll never want to go to another burger place again." Remember, we were sitting next to him?
We do. Chef Patty, I think Steve told me you had another thing on the menu that was new, a smoked potato salad.
Yeah, smoked potato salad. Yep. It's delicious as well. We put hard-boiled eggs in it. We do our paprika, a little bit of sour cream, a little mayonnaise, a little vinegar, a couple other seasonings. But we take the potatoes and we boil them, red bliss potatoes, and we'll boil them for a little bit, and then we cut them in half, and then we'll smoke them for about 3 hours. And then we cool them down and toss it all together. Really, really good too. Real popular.
Chef, don't you have a special you're running on Wednesdays?
Yep, we do Wimpy Wednesdays, and that's a $5 burger. Wimpy from Popeye. So funny. So we've got all the posters made up, and it's got Wimpy on there, and he's throwing a burger up in the air. It's pretty cool, pretty fun. It's probably our busiest day of the week. Like it's crazy from 11 o'clock, 11:15. Honestly, the dining room's full.
What are your hours?
We are open 7 days a week, and we are open until 10 on Friday and Saturday night. We open at 11, and then the other nights we close at 9.
Do you have a cold like we do?
We definitely have a consistent following for sure.
Well, Chef, the name of the restaurant's Meat Eatery, and you moved. God, how long have you been in the new location for?
New location, just 2 years now. 2831 North Federal Highway. We're between Glades and Glades and Yamato. So we're right next to Raymond Lee Diamonds on Federal.
Well,
You know where that
I
is?
just want to
East
tell our
Boca.
listeners that for those of you who don't know how we operate, this is not a paid commercial. We really love Chef George, his burgers, basically everything he does. And we want you to know this because, man, we all work hard for our money. And to go to a restaurant that you're going to waste your money at, we want to send you to the good places. And, bro, your meat eatery has always been one of our favorites. You're one of our favorites. And we're so lucky to have you down here in South Florida.
Chef Patty's the Burger King.
Yeah, that's funny. The Chef George Patty.
And how's your
Burger
daughter
patty.
doing?
What's that?
How's your daughter doing?
Oh man, I just talked to her right before the show. She's good. It's freezing up there. She's in Michigan. You know,
Ooh.
but there's definitely chilly willy there.
Yeah, really. Well, I got to tell you, we're going to come by next week, Chef. Maybe you're a busy man.
I want to try the.
I got a lot of catering going on. I'm doing a lot of catering. I got a rib competition coming up on the 22nd. I've got a couple luncheons. I got a party on Friday night at a local disco. It's called Cosmos.
Oh, Cosmos.
I have a party there for 150, and then next week I have one there for 250. So I've been doing a lot of catering. Let's put it that way.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
And because you know what, our show really gets out far now. You have a restaurant in the Keys.
But I was
In Alvarado, yeah.
What about the West Coast? You were building one.
We're looking. Yeah, we're still playing around with that. We're still waiting to hear what's going to happen. It was up in Newport Richie. Yeah, it's still going. Everything takes forever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nothing is easy anymore.
You know, you deserve great success.
I appreciate
You've done
that.
Such
Try
an
my best.
incredible job. And when someone says to us, where is a good burger to go to in Boca? Actually, Delray Beach.
Anywhere in Palm Beach County.
You're the best, bro.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you.
Yeah,
it was
thank
good
you.
seeing you again.
We'll
Happy
see
New
you.
Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Much
Hopefully, we'll see you
success.
next week.
Yeah, I hope so. Please
Thank
let
you.
me know when you're coming.
Probably Tuesday.
Come on Wednesday.
Oh, that's right. We get the deal on Wednesday.
Yeah, come on Wednesday. Whippy Wednesday.
I think that's my birthday, I think.
No, I can't go
I
on her
can't
birthday.
remember. We'll be there.
We'll be
see
there.
you Wednesday.
Thanks,
All right.
Chef.
Thanks.
Great, guys. Thank you.
Good night.
That's
Have a good night.
Chef George
George
Patty. Most amazing chefs, and he's got his niche. He does burgers and he does chicken. He does pork, but he's got this niche that nobody can even touch him. And these are the kind of restaurants that we want to bring to you. The ones that not everybody knows about, that you can be assured that when you go there, you're not going to waste your money.
He's definitely the mad scientist in the kitchen.
Look at the
I
cheeseburger
like
back
that.
there.
I like creativity. Night.
Okay, so we had, you know what? We're not going to, we're getting so many new listeners and viewers. And we don't just talk about restaurants, but we do also talk about related stories about restaurants.
Oh,
And some of them are going to get kind of crazy, but that's who we are, though.
yes. And one of our topics for tonight was the 5 best Greek restaurants in Palm Beach County. But
Didn't take long.
I haven't found one yet. So we've asked so many of our listeners to recommend a restaurant, and we've tried, I think, all but one that's in West Delray, Atlantic, and Jog.
we went
And we did try one.
we went
We
to,
did.
you know, it's funny, our friends and relatives go, oh, we don't hurt anybody's business, but don't you guys want to know if the restaurant is not good so you don't waste your money there?
I was so
I don't lose any sleep.
disappointed. I was. I'm Greek. I expect I guess mom's
Did you say you're a
cooking.
geek?
I'm Geek
Geek.
Greek. But we were recommended highly to Tasso's Greek Taverna on Atlantic and Military, actually.
Now make sure you understand it's Tasso's, Taso, because we have a dear friend that owns an amazing Greek restaurant in Broward. And it's
Tassos.
Tasos.
Tassos. This is Tassos. And we were disappointed.
It started off good because they
did.
brought out the tzatziki and the pita bread.
Tzatziki, I agree. The tzatziki was very good. It was probably one of the better tzatziki's we've had, and the pita was good. But then it went downhill very quickly.
Oh my God, did it go downhill?
I was really disappointed.
When we do a tasting, we try to do something that's easy, that it's kind of really hard to screw up.
Well, the sad thing is it had very high ratings. So we went.
Yeah.
And we both got moussaka.
I love the way you say that.
It was
Moussaka.
awful. It was awful. The eggplant was raw.
Yeah, we knew something was wrong because
They
when they
brought
brought
the steak knife.
There's a steak knife on there.
I don't
What
think
do we
you need
use?
I hope it's not that hard. But the potatoes were. Well, you needed the steak knife to cut the potatoes.
You did. I know.
I haven't figured out if they overcooked it or didn't cook it enough.
So I'm from Texas, so I just go moussaka, but you go moussaka. Ooh, moussaka. Anyway, it was mess. It was horrible. This place is on Atlantic
and
Military.
The southeast corner. Just was very disappointed.
And I think the owner knew, because
we walked out.
Usually they'll ask you, how was your meal? We just walked out.
She didn't even come to check on us.
No, it was, and what were the Greek beans that they
those
served?
weren't even Greek beans. I think they were canned. And the potatoes didn't have the lemon
They
olive
overcooked
oil.
the potatoes. They were overcooked.
I don't know if they were overcooked or not cooked.
Listen, the Greeks make some beautiful food. It just wasn't at this place. Now, I will say the baklava was good.
The baklava was excellent. The tzatziki was excellent.
But our entrees are horrible.
And nobody came to check on us.
Yeah, that's true.
And then the waiter reached over my face.
What was that all
between
about?
the menu and my face.
Yeah.
To put water down. I don't know. I thought that was kind of rude. I felt like he should have gone behind the menu to put it down.
You know, what was he upset when I gave $1 tip and asked for change?
You didn't do that.
No, I didn't do that.
But the other thing that bothered me about the restaurant was they automatically add a charge to use a charge card without asking if you're using a charge card or paying cash. So they add an additional cost to your bill.
Well, you know what? We're starting to see some weird things out there. Mexican restaurants are now charging for salsa. I mean, are the Italians going to charge extra for garlic bread? No, they don't even put garlic bread on the table anymore. I was going to
say. No.
Yeah, but they wanted to listen. And Sophia and I are we're not cheap people. Well, I am a little bit, but to put a charge on there without even saying. I mean, most people would have just paid the total bill.
Right.
With cash.
Right. But usually when you get the bill, they ask cash or charge.
Right.
And the guy just handed the bill, and there was the extra charge on there for a charge card when we were paying cash.
I think we surprised him when we asked him what that was for. I don't know
how many people don't look at it, and I don't know, but I was truly disappointed. We've tried almost every Greek restaurant in Palm Beach County, and honestly, I'm still asking our listeners, send me one, because I have not found one.
You know, it's fun. Our next guest, the owner of Encontro, which we love, which we dined there the other night. They brought the best homemade bread out to the table. We didn't get charged for it.
No,
Oh, that bread was so good.
it was very good. He made sure everybody knew it was homemade, but it's
Yeah.
excellent.
You know, I got to tell you, we got a story for you tonight that Sophia is going to tell you. The restaurant is not going to be happy about it, but we're going to tell it over the air because we don't leave anything out. But I got to tell you, our next guest in Contro, not only is he a great restaurateur,
He's a great man.
he's just, I mean, you guys, when you go into Encontro, which is on University at the Walk, where you expect a restaurant like this, you are going to be greeted like a king or a queen or both.
Family.
And you can just see the pride that he takes in this restaurant. Is he on the phone yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm texting him to.
So we just wanted a little bite the other night. So we went in and we had the salad, the Caesar salad, which I love Caesar salad. It is without a doubt my favorite salad. And what else did we have? We had the salad. We also had.
I can't remember.
I cannot. We go to.
I can't remember.
A different restaurant every night.
Oh.
It was. Oh God.
I
know what it was. The meatballs.
Oh, that's right, meatballs.
Because I wanted to try his meatball. And first of all, restaurants will hurt their food by the sauces that they use.
Oh, his sauce was excellent.
And everything in Contro is made in-house. They don't have microwaves in there. They don't have freezers in there. Everything is made in-house. We have sent literally, I would say now, 30 or 40 people.
More
Okay.
than that.
We've not had one person tell us that it was not good? I mean, that's hard to do.
And they've gone back.
And again, I want to tell you with our show, sometimes we do hurt restaurants because we're honest, but that's not what we're here for. We're here so we can tell you the finest restaurants out there, and they might be a hole in the wall. I mean, a fine dining establishment doesn't mean that we think it's fabulous, but you're going to see, we're going to be telling you and sharing with you restaurants that you've never even heard of.
Right. And we've already done that for a few. We like the smaller restaurants that are privately owned.
Yes.
And a lot of time people never have heard them or even knew they existed. But when they've gone in, they've been repeat customers.
Exactly. So we're waiting on
Pedro. I texted him. He's not
to come on,
answering.
and we're doing great on time. So he might, what it is, he might have gotten busy. And you know what? With all the employees he has, what was it last week? One of his employees he took to the hospital.
The ER.
Yeah, the owner of the restaurant took one of her employees to the ER, which I thought was really nice of him because Pedro oversees the whole place. He oversees the front of the house, the back of the house, the kitchen, and for him to leave the restaurant, that was pretty bold. You know what? I want to tell you, we have on our new site, we have a chat line. And during our show, you can actually write us. If you've got a comment about a restaurant you want us to do a tasting at, if you have a comment about a bad experience you had, but all you got to do is go to www.w4c as in cat, y as in Yankee, www.stevoandsophia.com. And first of all, you can actually watch the show live on there, or you can go to our chat line on there. You can actually write us during our show. Now, I can't read, so forgive me. Sophia's going to have to read everything.
I get stuck doing the dirty work.
You don't get stuck with anything. I got to also tell you some things coming up in the near future, really near future. We are going to have a segment on our show. Now, just think about this. We're going to be contacting restaurants here in South Florida, and it's going to be kind of a gag call. And I got to tell you, I did it years ago. It wasn't with restaurants, but it was the funniest segment. I mean, just imagine, calling in, and just to give you an example, I did a practice run the other night as an old man, which I am anyway. I wasn't hard to act, but we called Rachel's. Now, for those of you who don't know Rachel, oh, look who is here.
Yay, Pedro.
Hello,
I'll get back
guys.
to the story after Pedro.
Good evening. We were just speaking about your restaurant.
Oh boy, I hope you said good things.
Of course we did.
Oh, thank you. I was getting scared here.
You don't ever have to worry. So are you busy?
I'm never
Tonight.
busy for you guys, but yeah, the weekend was very busy, thank God.
Yes, you were.
Pedro's a good suck up. You know that? He knows when to suck up and when not.
Pedro, I have to say the entertainer you had when we were in this weekend, the violinist, she was incredible. She was so good. And she was young. She looked like she was in high school or something. She was like the next Joshua Bell.
I'm afraid to mention her age because she may get violent, but she looks actually 16. She's a little older than that, but definitely a young lady. She had been doing that since she was 6 years old, I guess. And I have been with her about 7 years. Every restaurant that I open, she's there. And she's extremely talented.
She's amazing. I swear she was like the little miniature Joshua Bell, who I think is the best in the world. But she was incredible.
Chef, we were talking about that other restaurants are starting. I know prices are going up on food. I know that they're charging you. I mean, I saw what you pay for cauliflower now and for oil and vinegar, and the prices. Prices are just going up like crazy. But we've noticed that restaurants now are starting to charge extra. For example, we went to a Mexican restaurant, and I'm not going to give the name of Rosita's. I'm just not going to do that. But in Lantana, they charge for the salsa there now.
Extra.
Wow.
I mean, and then we had to do a tasting at an Italian restaurant, and they wanted to charge us for the bread.
Oh,
and I'm starting to see that more and more. But we went to your restaurant the other night, and not only did you not charge extra for it, it was hot, it was homemade, it was wonderful.
It is. Well, the other thing that I saw sometimes is a restaurant charging for the use of the credit card.
Yes.
I couldn't believe that. And
we saw that this weekend.
Yes. And we paid cash, and they still added it to the bill.
But they do it sneaky. They did it real sneaky. They just put it down there. They didn't ask us if we wanted to pay cash or credit. If I hadn't asked them what this was for, they would have never told me. And I was paying cash.
Yeah, and the other thing is that when it is a large group, they charge automatically a percentage for gratuity. And we never do that. I don't like that. But there are restaurants that automatically charge you this. And it's just practices.
I think your restaurant is the finest restaurant that I've ever been to, as far as everything about it. the servers, the food.
You told them that at McDonald's last week.
Everything about you, Pedro. It's so much better than half of the restaurants that I've been to in Palm Beach. And I'm being very honest about that. Your food is superb. Everything's homemade.
Pedro, before you came on, we were talking that one of your employees got sick. And you run the whole place, the back of the house, the front of the house, sideways, the bar, you run it. And you took that employee to the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
And left the restaurant there. I mean, what restaurateurs do that? They usually get someone to take them, or you're just a good person,
He's a good
Pedro.
man. He's a good man.
Tell you the truth, I enjoy what I'm doing. It's not like I come to work. I really have in my mind the restaurant as part of my house, a station of my home.
Mm-hmm.
When my guests come to, or my co-workers come to it, they're my place. So this employee of mine, he had to go to the emergency room. He has a terrible pain. Nobody knew what it was about. I wouldn't feel fine just staying here. And my guests would notice that I was worried about it, or about something. So it was safer just to take him myself and make sure he was okay. It took me 2 a.m. though, but he's working again and he's just fine. Just a scary thing.
I thought he was having surgery. He's good. Yes. That's good.
No, yes, he's scheduled for surgery this current week, but they temporarily fix his hernia so he can continue normal life in the meantime.
Your restaurant, you run it like it's your family, an extension of your family, and you feel it when you walk in. Everybody just is always so happy, and you never have to worry about looking for your server for a glass of water. They're always there, just pouring.
Pet peeve of ours.
Big pet peeve. It's just incredible.
And we're glad you have restrooms there now too. That really makes a big difference.
Clean ones. Remember the lady came out and said, that's the cleanest restaurant I've ever seen in a restaurant. So.
Oh, yeah. I get that up.
What, Pedro?
I do get that compliments on the cleanness of the restaurant. But, in the restaurant, when I go to a restaurant, I like to go to the restroom to make sure it's clean. That will give me an idea how the kitchen is.
That's right.
Exactly.
It works that way. It actually does.
Exactly.
So when you go to the Chevron station to use the bathroom there, you might be a little leery on what kind of gas you buy.
Or the snacks. So Pedro, did your son clean the bathroom?
Well, sometimes at home.
No, you're laughing because remember a lot of people were asking how your father was.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
I didn't get it.
That's
I
the
want
best.
to ask Chef.
I'm so excited about that.
Okay, so here's a hard question for you. So I want to come dine at Incontro this Saturday night. What should I order?
Branzino.
Well, for this coming weekend, we are having 2 new specials that I will not tell you about.
Oh, you can't do that.
So if you want to know, you have to come. But you remember this device here. I bet you do.
Yes.
Yes. Those are my specials,
Oh.
And there will be a few pictures that you haven't seen before.
So are you booked for Saturday already? Because you have to make reservations. You're so busy anymore. So do you have
usually
open?
for the weekend it's safer to have a reservation because we fill up fairly fast. But Fridays and Saturdays, other days, even though we take reservation and we have reservation, well, Thursday also is getting too busy. But other days, most likely I will always have availability for new reservations.
Okay, thank you. It's always a pleasure seeing and speaking with you.
Next week, Pedro,
Same.
we're going to talk about Valentine's Day next week because people need to make their reservations, not wait till the last minute.
Yeah, actually, I already have about half of the
What?
capacity for that day. It's a Tuesday. And it's weird, but the weekend before and the weekend after is also getting reserved for Valentine's, even though it's a Tuesday. I don't know why currently I'm having reservation for those 2 weekends, but for particularly Tuesday, we are about halfway reserved already.
Wow.
Well,
It just
hey,
shows
I
how
want to
good.
tell, before we get out of here, I want to tell the guys, if you're in trouble with your wife or girlfriend and you want to make up to them, take them to Incontro. I'm telling you, they will no longer be mad at you anymore.
I agree with that
And
one.
I'll give you another tip. When you make the reservation, you mention that will be a date night, and we will have a heart-shaped balloon on the table. So
Oh,
when the couple come, there will be their name on the table, and there will be the heart-shaped balloon. And I always say, I should
bravo.
say these things on the radio, but I always say to the lady that the boyfriend or the husband came in the morning to drop off the balloon.
Oh, Pedro, you're a trump. I
Pedro,
love
give
it.
everybody your phone number for reservations.
Uh-oh, he
It
doesn't know
always
that by
always
heart.
happens the same with me. You
I bet he's
Can't
got
look
it
it
now.
up.
will have again.
And your address. And your address.
Address is easier. 2752 North University Drive.
Okay.
We are in Coral Springs, and the zip code is 33065.
And try to find your phone number. See if I can real quick. He's cutting out.
I think we lost him.
We did.
We lost him. Okay.
That's okay. The phone number for Encontro is 754-547-7997. And the address is 2752 North University Drive, Coral Springs. It is the restaurant that anybody needs to go and experience at least one time. It is the best.
We are in
Thank
the
you.
walk
Thanks,
plaza.
Pedro. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Pedro.
Thank
Good
you very
night.
much for the invitation.
That's Incontro Italian and Steakhouse
Steakhouse.
on the walk in Coral Springs.
Yes.
Thanks, Pedro. Okay, now.
We only have 5 minutes left this
No, we
time.
don't.
Yes, we do. It's 6:45.
Your watch is wrong. Oh, his watch is wrong.
We have 5 minutes
Okay.
left. So
Okay.
very quickly,
Let's do the chili
we want
cook-off.
to mention that the Fireman's Chili Cook-Off is coming up February 4th in Abacoa, Jupiter. And we're
Meet us.
going to actually have them on the 3rd and 4th Monday of this month to talk about it. So again, the Fireman's Chili Cook-Off, which is benefiting two not-for-profits, is February 4th and Abacoa, Jupiter. Now, the
You can
fun
come meet us.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll be there. We're judges.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yay.
So you got a little story about Eagle Grill in Green Acres.
Do. And it's sad because Eagle Grill is a very good restaurant. They have the best crab cakes you could ever eat.
Right.
I mean, there's no fillers. It's pure crab. Excellent. But we had a listener write to me to tell me that they had reservations for 6 just 2
Remember,
weekends
reservations.
ago.
They have reservations.
Reservations for 6. Now, this show is not only about the quality of the food and the service, but we want the restaurants to respect the patrons that go to eat at their dining And they ordered clams, oysters, steamers, and soup for appetizers. They were on a smaller table for 6. They were halfway through their dinner, and their appetizers, and their dinner shows up, and there was no room to put it on the table. And they asked if they could hold a little bit, and the wait got a little rude with them, so they asked for the manager. Well, the owner shows up and starts screaming at them. And
At the patrons.
At the patrons. And they had reservations, by the way. And he told them that it wasn't Beach and it was not New York. And if they didn't like the way they were being served, they could leave.
Wow.
Now, these are people that have dined there, and they're loyal diners at this restaurant.
And it's a little on the pricey side.
Yeah, and it is. And it's really not a very fancy restaurant. No. He basically told them, if you don't like how we serve you, get out. And then he proceeded to say, in quotes, go write a negative review. I don't care. There's tons that come here, and people will still come. Well, the best part of the story is after the fact, we were contacted again by several other listeners. And apparently the owner has been in the paper for his little temper. He was arrested for pulling a gun on the carpet cleaner at the restaurant. So our show's not just about the restaurants to go eat. And it's a sad thing because Eagle Grill does have the best crab cakes.
They do, but who cares? There's other places in town. Just remember, you can always go to another place and you won't miss it at all. By the way, before we get out here, next week we are giving away so many gift certificates, all kinds, in Contro, taco places, all kinds of restaurants. Next week is gift certificate week.
Yes, so please listen and chat away so that we could get your info so we can mail the gift certificates to you.
We got to get out of here.
And
we'll be back next Monday. Tell your friends about the show. We're on from 6 to 6:50 every Monday here in South Florida.
And hopefully next week we'll have a special guest to talk all about gin.
Yeah, that's right.
If anybody's a gin drinker, we're hoping to get this guest next week. He's out of the country right now, but hopefully he'll be back in by then.
He's getting drunk with gin.
Probably.
Anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you, DJ. Great job, bro.
Thank you, DJ. Have a good evening, everyone. Bye.
You've been listening to the Eatin' Critique Show with your hosts, award-winning restaurant critics, Steve-O and Sophia, brought to you by Incontro Italian Cuisine and Steakhouse, located in Coral Springs on the Walk. Be sure to join us again next week as Steve-O and Sophia interview top local restaurant owners and chefs. Steve-O and Sophia are known for their pure honesty when it comes to reviewing local restaurants. See you next week.